Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? Shibrobi Kickback is back to business. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shibrobi Kickback. And today I am joined by my man Mike from REIToken. How you doing today, good man?
Doing well. Hey, I gotta say, I love your intro, man. I was like getting pumped up. I was like, to party, and also got like a little bit of action vibe to it. Like, am I entering into like an action movie almost? I wasn't sure, but that was cool.
It's a little different. It's a little different. Yeah. Not your normal, run of the mill. Like, hey, let's just hop into it. Nah, man. You gotta put on the show for these people.
That's good. So that's good.
So, how's it going, man? How are you? How the heck are you?
I'm doing well. So where we are, it's in the desert in Palm Springs, California. So our weather is much different than most places. It's 100 plus degrees out here right now, which is not the most pleasant thing. And middle of the summer, we're gonna get up to probably 120 plus. Also not a fun thing to do, but luckily we get out of town during those time when most people leave town is take all their vacations during that time of the year. And actually we are getting ready to do the same thing for a wedding. We're supposed to be going to England the next couple of days, which we are. So we'll be traveling to England in about 2 days. For a couple of weeks we'll be there.
That's cool. Make some noise for that. All right. Yeah, I'm in South Florida, man. It's just humid here. Like, all you do is
where man.
A lot of Broward County, Lauderdale area.
Right. I actually went to school there.
Really?
Yeah, Nova High School.
Oh, you went? Oh, really? That's crazy. What?
I went to Nova High School. My parents are still there. Well, my mom is there. My dad passed away last year, and my mom is still in Broward County. And so I was just there about a little less than a month ago visiting her. So
it's very interesting to see how many people I meet in the crypto space that are all in Florida.
Yeah,
like it's great. The numbers are astronomical, man.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I left South Florida a long time ago.
You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything, man. Count your blessings.
I'll tell you a little story behind it. Like, so I was in the military for about 8 years, from 98 until 2005. And as soon as I left the military, I joined. I came back home to South Florida, and I got hit by Hurricane Wilma.
Oh, wow.
Like within a couple of weeks of that. And it was just something was telling me, you know what? No.
I remember Wilma very well. Yeah. I'm
going to move. And I packed up everything. I even had a house at the time. I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm just done.
Like, I'm out of here.
The welcome home that I wanted. And so packed up everything and moved to Southern California and been here ever since. So
the interesting thing is I don't think we've had a real hurricane since. Like, it's like they'll hit you with the warnings and so on and so forth, but then it's like then the only thing that is destroyed is like your lawn chair. It's like that's it. Like you hyped us up and made us go get water for this. Like, come on, man.
Well, the funny thing is, when I was in Florida, whatever the hurricane comes, everybody's panicking. You buy up everything. You're out of gas, out of food, everything.
It's great for the economy.
Great for the economy, but for everybody panics, and 2 weeks later, whether it happens or not, you go through that process, right? So one thing I appreciate about California here, there's no warning for earthquakes. It comes and goes. It's done. It's done and over with, whether something happens or not. I mean, God forbid something bad happens, but same thing with hurricanes and stuff. Where nobody wants that, but it's just weird that way it happens. So I appreciate the no warning on that. Just kind of, and we get 100.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd rather know than or not know now. But the interesting,
but you don't feel it. You don't feel the earthquake.
Some of them you don't feel them at all. Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. That's insane.
You only feel the, like close to 4.0 and higher. And we've had a couple of where I've seen like my pool, like just kind of water actually coming out of the pool, And
really? Really?
house kind of like wave through. I'm just like, you just stand there, like, in the middle of between the two rooms. So like, yeah, let's just watch this show for a second. And then next thing you know, you get an earthquake, another, the aftershock comes through. But it's a little different story than you guys. I'll tell you one thing. I miss the rain though. I miss the rain.
As a matter of fact, we just had 3 days straight of rain. Like I like to go outside and jog. You know what I mean? But in 3 days, I'm sitting here like, like really?
Yeah.
And then yesterday, and I'm the marketing director for Shibrobi token, right?
Okay.
And our fearless leader, Young Crypto Snack, makes a noise for her. I was chatting with her on Telegram, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go try to get this jog in while the rain stopped. Man, as soon as I got down the street, it was. Yeah, I had to bust a U-turn.
That's funny.
Yeah,
well, we definitely have to get together when I get to South Florida next time.
Yeah, without question. And there's a couple
of county very close. So I still have a lot of friends there, but what happens after high school? Everybody goes everywhere and kind of lose touch with everyone. And but no, it's good to know more people in South Florida. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's quite a few devs down here. There's quite a few, man. We all need to link up. We just gotta avoid. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Here's a warning: avoid Cadu from JC Token. He's a party animal, man. If you can't,
I got my limits on partying.
If you can't hang, don't go with him. But
I got my limits,
No,
if I go to any party, maximum 2, maybe 3 if I'm gonna. 2 if I'm driving. Give yourself some time to drive home. But beyond that, if you can't have fun without that, maybe
I've nicknamed him No Limit Records.
No Limit Records.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your history, man. How did you get involved in a project like Real Estate Investment Token?
Well, a little bit of background on me. I was sharing that I was in the military for 8 years, 98 to about 2005. Left the military, and when I left, I became a real estate agent in California. Initially, I moved back to Florida and wanted to do the same thing in Florida, but quickly changed my mind after the hurricane. I'm like, you know what? Time to move on. And I was actually married at the time. So one of the other reasons was why I was moving back to California was I met my ex-wife in California. So I was like, okay, you know what? It'd be good if we go back to California. And the area that we're in, it's what you make of it. It's not a big town. It's not a place like Los Angeles or Miami or San Francisco or San Diego. It's a vacation spot. It's a resort type town. So for me, I like that. I'm not a big city kind of person. So I like where I set the pace on what I do.
Correct.
And, so when you work for yourself, you end up working more than ever, right? More hours than you can even imagine.
Ooh, you're not lying. That's the truth, man. That is the truth. Hold on. Here. Say that louder for the people in the back, please.
Yeah, when you work for yourself, you definitely work way more than you ever imagined. That is the truth. So I moved to California at that moment and got my real estate license and been in real estate market ever since. And when I started real estate back in 2005 here, the market was a little rough because the second home market was already slowing down a little bit because of with the huge increase that we've had. And first thing was the second home market or vacation spots. So people are letting go of their homes quicker than they would do primary homes, right? So starting from 2006, 2007, we saw a quite bit of downturn. So immediately, without being in the industry for that long, I was immediately switched to something else in the industry. So I started doing a lot of not bank-owned, BPO, broker price opinion for all these banks are requesting for it. So I started doing like 40 plus of those a week. And they're paying like $50, $100 a piece. And so like, you know what? Nobody else wanted to do it because At that point, the area that we're in, average age for a real estate agent is like 57 years old. So
Really,
and most of them are like already retired from other things they have done in the past or whatever it is, right? So
so
this
it's a
is
hobby for them.
it's a
Yeah,
hobby for them, so they don't
yeah.
have to. And where I have always treated as like this is my number one job, and this always going to be. So I started doing those, and little did I know, I got in front of a lot of the banks like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, and a bunch of other name banks that they don't exist anymore since the crash.
It's true.
And
Countrywide's gone.
Countrywide's
Yeah.
gone. Aurora Bank and
Right. Yeah.
something National Bank. I don't even remember some of these names anymore. And so we're doing broker price opinion for those, and all of a sudden they start calling us like, "Hey, do you want to sell these properties? They're going to come on the market, and we need an agent to manage from A through Z." And so myself and my business partner at the time, because we're both doing broker price opinion, we got together like, "Hey, let's service these properties together," and we became the bank-owned property agents for many banks. And immediately we're selling anywhere between like 100 to 170 plus properties a year between the two of us, and it was nonstop. So that was a crash, the market experience that we have had in the past, and actually that helped me to learn the market and helped me learn the business in a totally different way.
Right.
But 2011-12 came around. I was a little exhausted from that market, a little exhausted.
I can imagine.
It was tiresome, and also it was drying up, which was a good thing because market was already low and people were catching up to all those bank-owned properties, so they were getting back to on their feet. And so at that moment, I decided, like, you know what, time to go back to traditional real estate, and I did that. And immediately, just from there on, and for everything I built up, it was technically from 2011-12 to now. So for the last 9-10 years, that's what I've been doing. And of course, I wish I got into Bitcoin and stuff back in 2009-10 when, it was basically nothing. But I didn't, just like everybody else. I thought like, wow, this doesn't mean anything, or this is just a phase, right? And I've had a few friends who actually did pretty well. They lived off of selling Bitcoins at the time.
Yeah.
But it's some lesson learned, right? Always look into it. And I didn't do my due diligence at the time, to be honest. It was just a thing, right?
Most didn't, it was just
right.
It's just like, oh, this is a fad,
Exactly. So
it's not gonna last. It's not real. Like,
and at the time, we all thought so, right? We're like, nah, this is something somebody created. They're crazy, it's not gonna last. And here we are, 13 years later, it exists and it's doing well. And even with a little bit of bear market, it is what it is right now. So, fast forward to now, we've had so much experience in this field. Like, we saw the positive and the negative in the industry, and how we can how we can bridge that gap right now. And I think through this digital currency, we are able to do so. And something, giving back to the community in such a way that nobody has been able to in the past. So our main goal, our ultimate focus is passive income. But through that passive income, we can help the families that can give back with down payment assistance program. We can give back with affordable utilities and education. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, man. It doesn't matter how old somebody is or what their background is, how well educated they are. Education in the real estate space, it's lacking majorly. It's majorly.
Honestly, you know what? I think you would have thought 2008, and and that era would have kind of exposed that,
right?
But then it gets a little more complicated because it's, how do I explain this? It's like, is there a lack of education, or was there too much information that was let out? You know what I mean?
I don't want to say.
I watch people get away with murder during. I watch people get away with it. Like, milking equity out of it was insane. I watched dudes make millions off of that era.
I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Inside Job, and it's not I forget who was in this. He was one of the Batman at one point. I'm bad with names when it comes to movies and the actors, but there was an actual movie that says Inside Job, and they talked about how Beck Industries and the insurance company policies.
Oh, Inside is it a bank movie? Is it with Denzel? Inside Man?
Like yeah, not Inside Man or Inside Job. I
can't where they locked themselves with a dude. With Denzel, and they took over the bank and
no, not that one. Not that one.
Okay.
No, that's the actual but this was based on the 2008 market,
okay.
And how I think AIG was involved with that, and but that's a whole other story. We can get into that later. But I don't know. It is lack, but for instance, like any average person buys a home maybe 2 or 3 times in their entire life, buys and sells a home, maybe 2 or 3 times. It doesn't happen. So you buy something today, you go through the process today, and you go through this process in 10 years from now. Well, you're not really paying attention to what's happening in between, right? So that's where the lack of education comes in. It's not that people they just don't need to know, because they're not keeping themselves aware of this kind of things, right? So like when you're involved in a stock market or you're involved in cryptocurrency today, you are doing your due diligence every chance you get, because that's what you need to do in order to invest in something. But when it comes to real estate, unless those people are actually investing in commercial properties or income producing properties or passive income of some sort through real estate, they're not doing any of those stuff. They don't need to, right? They would rather watch TV and go to movies, that kind of stuff, rather than educating ourselves on those things. It's just human nature. That's what we do. So our goal is to fill that void, because there is a huge gap in that. And I'll tell you one thing, anytime I talk to our clients, we are their experts for that. And we want to be the experts for the cryptocurrency world on the real estate aspect of it and how to create passive income through real estate. And also along the way, help people get what they want, achieve people. And I don't know if you had a chance to read our white paper, but we are the down payment assistance program that we're going to create a foundation for is going to help families in need, and also certain cases for income producing properties that people need help with. So we want to be able to help everyone as much as possible. And that's our goal, because we also want to give back to the community. And right now, the best we possibly can is by our time and energy and our knowledge that we have in the industry. And that's the best way. It's not just myself. We have the entire team. Unfortunately, it's just me today, but everybody else is doing other things. We have a senator involved, and not only that, we have access to over 7,000 real estate professionals in the entire country, not just our country, 13 other countries as well. So we want to be helpful.
That's awesome.
We want to help people as much as we can, because that's what we always do. We help people locally, but how can we help people globally? That's the goal right now. So that's how we got into this project to begin with. And believe me, it hasn't been an easy process, between our legal team.
I'm sure. Trying to combine the two worlds, that's got to be insane.
And, it's like I felt like I was keep getting slapped by my legal team. And it's just like, nope.
I know they're like, dude, are you serious?
I felt like I was paying them to just bitch slap me,
You're like, hey, I got a great idea. They're like, what?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, sure. Let me tell you how that's not going to happen. But they're there for a reason, to make sure we're doing everything the right way. And going forward, creating the securities token, which we haven't talked about yet. The securities token is really going to help people with the passive income. And we already have passive income built into the token itself, with staking and reflections. So a few other things that we have going on. So we wanted to make sure that we have that built into the token, along with real properties that's come in the future. And the securities token that we're going to have, that's just one of few that we're going to have, because next year we're working on a project that's going to be a development that's going to be worth $150+ million development, which we are looking to tokenize that particular project. So people like you and I can invest. I mean, most people can't even dream about doing something like that because you need millions to get into it.
Yeah.
Where you and I can get into it as little as $100, $200, whatever we can spare, we can get into those projects, a real project with that kind of money. And not very many people are doing that right now. I mean, there's securities token out there, but how many people know who they are or what they are? Nobody knows.
They're few and far, but now I think this is you guys are gonna be in a better space because you've watched all the degen plays, you've watched all these other things go on, so you know how to combine the two worlds. You know what I mean? So you look at necessity versus
exactly.
necessity meets degen. That's the best way I can explain it. But I get it.
And this is not on our white paper, or I haven't really talked to anybody about it. The whole virtual world will be involved in it in the future as well. So, and that's I think we'll take the securities token that we have and we buy those commercial properties, income producing properties. We'll have access through the virtual world as well. So, and that's another, but it's something to look forward to in the future. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And I think that's going to be, who knows, maybe we'll create our whole, our own little world with that, with all the properties that we'll have for the portfolio for the project itself. So,
hey, well, make some noise for that. All right. So I mean, I know we've got all over the place, but
I know.
I want to tell me a little bit about your team members. I've gotten a rundown of you. So
yeah, so let's talk about Elliot. Elliot, he's been, so we all of us are 40 plus, right? And to be honest, I'm probably actually the youngest one in the group. And then you got Elliot Kerwin, who comes from a medical background. He's been also doing real estate for the last 8 years as well. So he's been a very good addition to our team. I mean, he's been working with my real estate team to begin with, but I also brought him in for this project as well because I saw what he's capable of doing and bringing to the foundations itself. Right. And also, rest of my team are not really well versed in the crypto world, and I wanted that because I didn't want everybody to be in crypto that's already there to be just doing business with them only. My goal is to also bring in outside people to the space, because
bringing in new money to the space.
We're lacking that. I mean, how are we going to get to 1% of the entire world if we just keep it to the 1%?
The same recycled money over and over and over.
Exactly. And and I see that over and over in this space. It's like, people are just dumping on one project to go to another project and just cycle keeps going on and on and on. So I want to
get wrecked, which makes zero sense to me.
Exactly. Well, I kind of got off topic on there again. So Elliot is he brings in a lot of knowledge for the industry. He has background in foundations building. He has background in helping many people through medical field and also real estate field. So I wanted to make sure he's involved in that. So, and Gino has a similar background to Elliot as well. And because we're going to have two different foundations, separate foundations altogether, one for real estate, one for down payment assistance program and one for utilities, affordable utilities. So I wanted to make sure we have more than enough people to handle that. And not that those are going to be the only people that will be going forward helping us, but definitely the key factor. And of course, the U.S. Senator out of North Dakota, he's been, I've known him for almost 10 years now.
Out of all places, hold on. How did you end? Hold on. How did you end up linking up with a guy from North Dakota?
Well, so one thing about being in real estate is that you get to meet so many different type of people, and that's so amazing. Like we get to work with celebrities to producers to government officials, and I can't name all of them because they like to keep their things private, and we appreciate that. And for all aspect of it, and So that's how I met him initially, through real estate. I started talking to him on the phone like back almost 9-10 years ago, and here we are. And I talked about my vision for this project for the last 6 months or so, and he was like, you know what, I want to be involved in this, and I want to. And surprisingly, he is actually pretty well. He knows a lot about the crypto world. He's just not invested in it himself because he just didn't
Right.
think he would be. But now he is. Now he is. So
That's
with
awesome.
my help, they're all involved in the crypto world, whether they like it or not at this point. So,
Okay.
but all of us got together, and we worked on this project as hard as possible, from our legal team to our marketing and our website. Our website could be better. I know I said that before in another AMA, and it will be better because we just need to make sure we get the information out as much as possible. Because when we create the new platform for education platform, that's going to be a totally different website altogether, and which is going to be connected to this, which is going to be helping a lot of people hopefully going forward. So yeah, the U.S. Senator part, it's been a great addition to our team. He's well spoken. He knows what he's doing. His background is amazing. I don't know if you heard the AMA that we had with the old guy.
Yeah.
I was
We
like, holy cow,
old
that
guy,
was impressive.
my project and old guy have a nice little history, which is how it's very interesting. We did a AMA with old guy and DB,
Okay,
and
all right, all
and
right.
and and let me tell you something about old guy Dave. I'm gonna drop a bomb on you real quick. Old guy Dave is a very, very dangerous man because when he goes digging,
Oh yes.
he goes digging.
Hey,
Like
I tell you
there's
one
a,
thing.
there's a handful of people in the crypto space that if you're going to launch a project or even have any, if you even have that, if you're even thinking about launching a project, you need to keep these individuals in mind. Because
And
when
that's
they
exactly
start
what we did.
dissecting wallets, it gets real sticky.
And here's the thing: if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to worry about.
But that's the problem. There's a
You have
lot. There's
absolutely
more that
nothing to
have
worry about.
something. There's more that have something to hide than there is not. So
Well, they have
that's the
all of our
major issue.
information. And you know what? Good thing is, you guys can look us up at any time. You
Yeah.
type my name in, you find me on Google, and believe me, it's easy to find us.
Don't get me wrong. We did very well. We had to trust me. We like this is why DB lasted this to this day. When we gave back our answers as to what this wallet was, because he was like, yeah, okay. So according to we're live now. He's like, so this wallet, this. What is that? This wallet, this. We're not looking at Etherscan while we're on this Twitter
Right,
space.
right.
So it's like this wallet ending in what is that? And we're like, bro, like we're not looking at Etherscan right now. Like we said, we'll have an answer. We'll have all these answers back to you in 24 hours. We
That's
did it in
funny.
less than that. Went
Yeah.
in DB and old guy's face the next day. With after the answer, they said, "Dude, you guys over-explained." But I will say, I appreciate that. It's old guy Dave, Ponzi,
We had a
Trevor from
meeting with them
Shield,
actually.
Rise Up, like that. Now Davey from Rise Up, that's another sniper. He's in the set. He is a beast when it comes to dissecting wallets, and he will. And I'm talking
Yeah,
like
yeah.
down to the to the hair fiber.
Well, we made sure to have a conversation with Ponzi Slayer and old guy Dave. They looked through the project, and also we asked for advice. I'm like, listen, we have nothing to hide, and going forward, we have no intention of doing anything unethical.
Yeah.
We've been in this space. I mean, I've been doing real estate for the last 17, 18 years now, and I like to keep my reputation just the way it is.
Yeah, I
Training
mean, but
and moving forward, right?
but see, that's
And
good though. That's good though because you actually have something to lose. A
I
lot of
do. I
individuals
do.
do not.
And
So
they have my driver's. I was like, you know what?
uh-huh.
Have my driver's license. I don't care because I have nothing to hide. And if I do screw up by any means, and it won't be intentional screw up. it would be something that happened because I didn't know, and I'll own up to it. And all our contract, we're not doing our own contracts. There's no way. I mean, we're not coders. We don't know anything about writing smart contract. We made sure Brew Lab is handling.
You with the Brew Labs. All right, make some noise for Brew Labs. Hey, Maverick.
Maverick,
hey, shout out to Maverick, man. Maverick is amazing, man. I met all those individuals through a guy named Gabe Gable.
All right, one person I haven't had a chance to talk to yet. Obviously I've been a part of working with Brew Labs for the last few months now. Working on our contracts. They're working on the staking pools. They're working on the dashboard for connect the Web3 for people's wallet, and so they can collect the Ethereum for reflections and all that good stuff. So they've been working on all those, and soon enough we have a good an announcement coming out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that.
Okay. Hey, well, guess what? Check this out. Yeah. I gotta pay some bills because I'm broke. This is it. So hey, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after these messages. Hold tight.
Despite the vast knowledge captured within the human mind, the path is not always clear when we are faced with a decision. We must free ourselves from the ordinary, become steadfast with our intent, and allow instinct and intuition to guide us. Only then are we truly prepared to enter.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I saw you over there grooving to the JC one, huh? That's pretty good, huh? Yeah, they did a great job with that one.
They did. So that's on there, pretty nice.
Yeah, of course. Gabe is my guy, and then I got a chance to chop it up with Maverick, man. Maverick is a wizard. Like that guy, man. And you know what it is? I see where Gabe gets it from. I met Gabe in Twitter Spaces, but I see where he gets it from because the way he explains things is a 5-year-old can understand it.
Oh, they're amazing,
but I see he got that game from Maverick because Maverick can do the same thing, So, but yeah, give it up for those fellas, man. They do a great job. I think we're gonna actually Shibrobi at some point. We're gonna go through them for the staking.
So, nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So
nice.
I kind of want to touch on a couple things. You guys have not launched yet, correct?
No.
So, do you have a definitive date as of yet?
So look forward to an announcement tomorrow.
Oh, okay, that's the announcement. Okay, all right.
I'll say for now. But yeah, we'll unpack more this week.
Okay.
Regarding the launch date and everything, and we wanted to make sure. Obviously, the market condition is still not favorable to almost anyone at this point. So we wanted to make sure, even in the bear market, we could do it. And you know what? When the market is good, everything is good. It's easy to do things without.
Oh yeah, nobody's griping in Twitter Spaces. Everybody's happy. They're like, hey, bro, how's your project doing? Oh, mine's great. Hey, love you, man. Love you too. It's like, come on. Now in the bear market, everybody's like, man, I hate your project.
right. I hate the project, or like, oh, not the right time to launch. And I'll tell you one thing. When I started my real estate business back in 2005, the area that I started in, it was already like stopped, right? I was like, that was the best time for me to start because I learned the right way. And not only that, I didn't get spoiled. So I'm not saying that I don't want our investor to make money. No, of course, that's the whole goal about going forward. We want everybody to make money in this space. But we're not just a pump and dump project. We're here for the long term. And this is a business at the end of the day. And you can survive. A business should be able to survive no matter what the market does, whether if it's a bear market or a bull market, doesn't matter what it is. So I hope the market changes soon. Who doesn't? But, we're not going to wait for the market to get 100% better before we do that. So
yeah. You know what? And it's kind of a good thing because it puts you in position for when the market does go back.
Exactly.
So you're already established. People have already packed their bags. Everything is good, So I think
we didn't collect any seed money. There's no pre-sale.
Hey, hold on. Say that louder for the people in the back, please.
No pre-sale, no seed money. And none of that. We funded the entire thing out of our own project, and it's all the devs of project, like money. It's my money, Gino's money, Elliot's money, and Kurt's money that we invested into the project. From the legal team to the contract writing, everything has been done from our project. From our pocket. So we're not collecting anything. So it's not like we can't survive when the market is down. Market is already down. We know that. And believe me, I wish I waited to buy someone's Ethereum for a little longer.
Man, who are you telling, man? Golly.
But gosh, we could have had a lot more. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Right? We didn't know if 3 weeks ago they was going to go like this. As much as we all like to predict, I think it's at the end of the day, it's a prediction. And well-educated guess. That's all we can do.
But hold on. Let's take a moment of silence for the days that Ethereum was $4,000.
Oh gosh.
Hold on. All right.
Good old
days. Yeah,
I remember when I would transfer money from my bank account to exchanges to buy Ethereum, and I was like, gosh, I wish it would go down a little bit so I can get more Ethereum. And this is when it was
you got what you wish for.
Dude, I didn't expect it to go down this much, or didn't wanting to go down this much, but it is.
Asking you shall receive. But I'll tell you one thing. I think your project is very interesting.
Oh, thank you. And there's a lot more to come on this project. We're just starting out. We're just starting out on this, and in the next 6 to 9 months, when the securities token launch, and that's actually not going to launch on the DeFi space because that's how SEC is not going to allow that. So we have to be on a platform that is well known, not just well known. It's going to be in centralized exchanges. So when that token does launch, it's immediately going to have as much attention and eyes on the project as possible. For example, our legal team advises that Coinbase is working on ATS approvals as we speak. We don't know. Is it going to take 3 months, 6 months? Who knows? I don't know.
Hold on. Excuse me?
Right.
Wow.
And I really hope they do, because that's going to be our number one goal for that, because all these securities tokens that we have, like I said, people are not paying attention to those unless we go into some of these exchanges and they can get qualified for that. So hopefully they do as soon as possible. So by the time our SEC approves our project, we will be on our way to that particular platform or other platforms that are well known, and hopefully they get approval. I think all of them should get approved, so legitimate projects can get on those platforms as quickly as possible, right? Especially the ones that are SEC approved. So, and God only knows what SEC is going to do this year with the rest of the the crypto space.
I think it's another situation where they're like, well, we can keep taxing these fools, then we'll just put it on the back burner for now. If it gets to it, yeah. Right. But it's the level of regulation. It's too small of an audience for them to even regulate it like that. You know what I mean? They're not,
and rather complicated. Also, it's not going to be as easy for them to regulate this situation.
Not a chance, man. Because if you can invent the blockchain, there's several other things you could possibly do. Right. Yeah, so
I think they're still trying to figure out what a blockchain is.
Hold on. You know what they're doing? They better get it together. Well, actually, no. Don't get it together. Don't get it together. Unless you're bringing more money into the space.
Right. I mean, I hope they do. And when that happens, I'm hoping, I guess, some people are scared to get into the space because of everything that took place, all the scams that took place. People are losing money left and right. And that does need to change. But, at the same time, we don't want them to be involved in such a way that there's no freedom, right? To do certain things. So there has to be a balance on that. And where is that balance? We don't know at this time.
Yeah, hey, well, make some noise for the balance being balanced and unbalanced and being balanced at the same time. All right.
You know what's funny? I can see myself in your screen behind you, and there's a delay on there. I'm like, oh, I just did that. I'm like,
it is. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, so StreamYard is the platform that most people use when they're doing live streams, via YouTube. Right. And it goes through a whole thing. You know how YouTube is. You know how technology is. Now there is. I remember at one time it was real time.
Really.
But but I think what it has to do is if you have a bigger setup, I think what it does is give you time to, destroy something before it. It's kind of like
something stupid, right?
Yeah, man. So, now, let me see here. Are you guys going to be participating in the NFT world?
That is absolutely, especially when the properties are involved, the real properties are involved. We're gonna have NFTs created for every single property that we have, and that is a must. And we didn't talk about that yet, but thank you for bringing that up. So we're gonna make sure all these properties are available. Well, I don't want to say available. So in the future, when we do sell the project, let's say a project or property gets sold for whatever reason, we'll have the option to sell it through NFT, because people are still already doing that. I don't know if you've seen that people are creating NFTs for their properties.
I've seen it. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you something. There's a well, not just properties, but also tangible goods. So. There's two. So our project, we have a figurine coming with our 3D NFT.
Right.
And Exotics Token. It's a cannabis-based project. And so they have 3D the 3D buds, NFTs, insane. Insane. They rotate cool. Like and the detail is it's crazy.
Really. That we'll have to look into that. But no, so that is definitely coming down where and selling. So I think there's only been like 2 or 3 properties that has been done so far. And a company called Proppy is doing that. And they have their own token and all that good stuff. But they're the one providing all this stuff, and they're trying it out, 1 properties at a time. I think their first property they were able to sell like in 12 minutes. Wow. And so through NFTs, and it was like I forget what the percentage was, but it went for way above what they were asking.
What listing price? Wow.
What the listing price was. But good news is that like that kind of stuff, let's say it's going to go on sale for like, let's say next week, whatever time, you have the time to actually go over the paperwork, like inspections and all this good stuff. And that's like, obviously when you have NFTs and you want to buy that, you're not really getting a loan. You're paying with digital currency. So it will be interesting to see how we do that in the future, because not everybody's going to want to do that. Now we're seeing already like someone like a luxury properties. It says the seller will accept cryptocurrencies. Which is interesting.
It's so fun. It's funny you say that, because there's a guy that I know. Actually, no, let me not put him on blast. but if now, like there's a whole wave. Miami's the Bitcoin city now. So
for sure.
So there's a whole wave down here of individuals actually that are they're not even going through realtors. They're not going through any of that. They're not going through banks. They're saying, "I will." If you have cryptocurrency, they will take it.
Right. Well, so realtors are getting involved in that, and I'm actually getting certified for digital real estate agent, right? And so there's on the blockchain. So I'm working on that as we speak. So the realtors still going to be involved, because if you're looking to like, hey, I want to buy a digital property and you don't know exactly where to go, well, guess what? These agents are going to be able to help you. Not that I'm promoting myself on this one, but it's
no. Go ahead. No, go ahead and plug it. Go ahead and plug it, bro. We're good. Hey, my platform is your platform. Do your thing, my brother.
Right? So that's going to be coming down the pipe, and not only that, to actually help people tokenizing, or rather creating NFTs for their property, so they can continue to sell their property through NFT. And a lot of people are not going to be doing this, but some are. But I think going forward, they're going to see how fast a property can sell. And they'll be like, wow, that's amazing. I mean, property is still selling very quickly nowadays. The market shifted a little bit, not in a bad way, because of interest rate has gone up, and there's a few challenges, but market's not going anywhere as far as downward, but it slowed down a little bit. And so instead of getting 20 offers on a property, you're down to like maybe 3 or 5 offers. So it's still moving. Days of market used to be like, half an hour to now it's like, all right, a few days. I mean, it's crazy. Like, when we show properties to our clients, it's like, it literally hits the market. We're like, is this property still available? I'm like, Jesus Christ, it just hit the market. But that's the question that we got used to asking lately. But now it's going to change. Like, all right, when can I show, instead of asking, is it still available? So it's a shift, but not in a bad way. Some people might go. Some people are saying like, oh, we're going to go back to 2008. That's never going to happen. That's
thank God.
And if you look at
that, you mean the no doc loans and all that? Hey, the state
exactly. I mean,
those days are long gone.
I'm like, you got a 720 credit score, and you telling me you make 200,000 a year?
Hiring your own appraiser.
Right. And they're like, I don't need any proof. You just tell me that's what you make, stated income, right?
Like I said, I watch people make millions, bro.
So it doesn't exist. And honest people are having the hardest time right now, because even in this market, as hard as to get a loan, they have to provide everything, right? So which is good in a way. So many people have equity in their house. Even if you're in a bad position, you could walk away from that house with profit. So you don't have to go foreclosed on. So we're not going to see the foreclosure market that we see. I mean, sometimes you'll see like some people are saying like, oh my God, it doubled foreclosure doubled. Well, that means like instead of having 2 properties, it went to 4. So yeah, we can technically say it was double, but the numbers are not really there to.
Not really, yeah. It's not really, it's not really that big of a.
That you gotta watch out for. They're like, oh my
God.
Yeah,
it's like the sensationalism of it.
It's like, this month.
Yeah,
like, come on. It's 2 to 4 is not really doubling. It is doubling, but
the exception is not the rule.
Right.
That type of time. But I don't want to unload my whole clip just yet. So I think we need to do a part 2.
All right, sounds good. I like it.
Okay, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Shibrobi Kickback. I want to thank you for coming, Mike. REIToken, real estate investment token. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to check this out because something tells me this is going to be major. This is going to be major. So, Mike, I will talk to you backstage. Don't log off just yet. Thank you for tuning into the Shibrobi Kickback. Peace, love, and crypto, everybody.